Good morning. It's Monday, September 30th, the last day of the month. And tomorrow, the first day of the next month, we are going to have something that hasn't often happened. And that's really an astounding fact in my mind. I don't recall these debates, these political debates between presidential candidates happening when I was a young man. So I did a little research and I find out that presidential debates didn't start till around 1960. And when you think about it, the reason for that was probably television. Because who was watching television before the 1950s? It didn't exist in most houses until that time. But the first presidential debate took place in 1960, but it didn't reoccur until 15 or so years later, when they had another set of debates. Those debates featured Jimmy Carter and Gerald Ford. That debate took place in the Walnut Street Theater in Philadelphia. And since then, nominated major party presidential candidates have debated on live television and other media formats every 4 years. This year, the second 2024 presidential debate between Kamala Harris and the former President Donald Trump was held on September 10th of this year. And Trump has refused to continue any debates for the rest of this year. And he's probably right in doing that, because by the time they will get the next debate scheduled, people will already have started to vote. So while I think it's an act of cowardice on his part, he's correct in that once people started to vote, you shouldn't be debating. And with respect to vice presidential debates, they started in 1976. And I don't know how many of them occurred since then, because I really don't recall any special vice presidential debates. But in any event, in 1976, when Senator Walter Mondale of Minnesota, a Democrat, and Senator Bob Dole of Kansas, a Republican, took the debate stage. You can actually watch that debate because the television footage is out there on the internet if you want to see it. And I don't know how many more vice presidential debates there have been. But I want to get back to tomorrow's debate. So J.D. Vance and Tim Walz are set to face off in the vice presidential debate. And it will probably be the last major debate in this presidential cycle. So the matchup between the Republican senator from Ohio and the Democratic Minnesota governor comes 3 weeks after the presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. And this is the first time these two guys are taking the stage together. But that hasn't stopped them from taking pot shots at each other. In fact, Walz, even before he was picked by Harris to be her running mate, called Trump and Vance and Republicans in general weird during an interview at MSNBC in July. The insult took off and became a line of attack for Democrats, to which Trump responded, "They are the weird ones, not us. And I'm a lot of things, but I'm not weird." So Donald Donald Trump knows about Walz. And Vance, of course, attacked his counterpart based upon his military history, prompting a barrage of Republican attacks after he accused Walz of stolen valor over the timing of his retirement from the military. Walz has defended his military record, saying it speaks for itself. And if you haven't viewed his military record, he served for 24 years in the reserves. And the reason that Vance is after him is because when he resigned from the military, his unit was supposedly going to be shipped overseas. So Vance is pointing a finger at Walz and indirectly declaring him to be a coward. And so you see there have been fireworks before the debate is ready to start. CBS is holding the debate at their CBS Broadcast Center in New York. The debate will start at 9 o'clock on October 1st, and it will run for 90 minutes. Moderators for the debate will be from CBS. They are Nora O'Donnell and Margaret Brennan. There will not be any audience, and they will have 2 minutes to answer any given question, and their opponent will have the same amount of time to respond. And then they will get 1 minute if they have a rebuttal. And of course, the moderators will have the discretion to add time where they see fit to do so. As for closing statements, they will both also get 2 minutes. Walz will go first, followed by Vance. And the microphones will not be muted unless CBS decides to do so. So the microphones will begin hot and probably stay hot through the whole show, unless one of the two participants acts up or something. And the candidates will not get the questions beforehand, so they won't be prepped in any way, shape, or form. And the only permissible items allowed with Vance and Walz will be their water bottles and the pen and the notepad, which will be provided by CBS. And they will not be seated. Both parties have agreed to stand throughout the entire debate. And I guess that's just to prove that they're healthy individuals. Because recognize the fact that Walz is 20 years older than Vance. So I leave you with that this morning, and I hope this has created the interest required to watch this debate tomorrow night. Have a great day. Bye. Thank you.